Om Namah Shivaya, World Raiser, Sabine and Roger here. Let's watch how Shiva destroys your karma in 40 seconds. A request by our world Yogi, Pratik, and Santana.
It was guaranteed. If you come to Kashi, you will attain to mukti. He established what is called today as Bhairavi Yatana. Last 40 seconds, many lifetimes of accumulated karma will play out in fast forward.
Oh, cool.
Kal Bhairav means the dark one. That's one aspect of him. It is seen in many different ways. It is a deadly form of Shiva. When he went into a destructive mode, not of destroying this or that, of destroying time. See, all physical realities exist within the span of time, isn't it? If I destroy your time, everything is over. So, Kal Bhairav means just that. Because most people do not choose to live in a great manner. They have an aspiration, at least they want to die in a great way. That little aspiration brought millions of people to Kashi to die. So the last phase of their life, people came because they did not live gloriously, they have a dream of dying gloriously at least.
Is that Varanasi?
Hope.
Yeah, we've been there.
Dying gloriously means death leading not just to disposal of body, but death leading to an ultimate liberation. It was guaranteed. If you come to Kashi, you will attain to mukti. It doesn't matter what kind of a lousy creature you have been all your life. So all the lousy creatures started coming because they lived badly and they want to die gloriously. Only the population of the lousy multiplied. Then Shiva said the place is becoming lousy with so many lousy people. The place itself will become lousy. So he said there needs to be some check. So he established what is called today as Bhairavi Yatana. You know what Yatana means? Yatana means ultimate suffering, it's something that happens to you in hell. He will make it happen to you here.
Perfect.
Last 40 seconds of one's life, if one is either conscious or if he's in a consecrated space, this will distinctly happen to every human being. For whatever reason, one may be dying. Whether one is dying of old age or disease, the last 40 seconds, many lifetimes of accumulated karma will play out in fast forward. At that moment, these 40 seconds only, if you lived a life of ignorance, if you lived a life of unawareness, lifetimes of unawareness, these 40 seconds, if you can maintain some sense of awareness, he said, all the many accumulated lifetimes of karma, you will drop it, you will go through an intense phase for 40 seconds only and you will be clean and you dissolve.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, spirituality means putting your life in fast forward. You may suffer much more because everything is happening at a fast pace. What you would have stretched for 10 years is happening, let's say, in 1 month. So the amount of intensity of suffering that you go through is big. There may be moments of ecstasy and joy, but there is so much suffering because things are happening rapidly within you. So at least towards the end of your life, you want to hasten the process. So, Bhairavi Yatana, all this is because of a powerful consecrated space. Consecrated space means one thing is just this, it's concentrated life. That means life becomes so concentrated that it burns karmic fuel at a tremendous pace. After some time, once you get used to it, there is no more yatana, it just burns. Simple. Essentially, you are at a higher rev. So, that is the purpose of every consecrated space. Kashi is significant because of the enormity of the way they built it, the aesthetics, the beauty of it. In those times, they say there wasn't another city on the planet which was that beautiful. All these things put together, it became a big draw. I mean, they created the atmosphere to get the people's focus.
So Kashi is not all pleasure and beauty. It is a place where people go into most intense form of suffering because he puts life on such a super fast forward. Lifetimes of things burn in one moment.
Okay, I get it. It just felt, seeing Varanasi, at the beginning I wasn't sure, I thought, I've been there, but then he said, what, Kashi?
Kashi.
Oh,
Kashi is the original name, I believe,
of
Varanasi. I'm not even sure why they changed the name, but…
Isn't there also another name, Benaras?
Benaras, I think, also, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're talking about the same thing, Varanasi. Just seeing all these pictures and just talking to Anjali, she was there celebrating Mahashivratri, sending us pictures from there. It's so beautiful. I remember exactly the roads. I remember exactly walking and where they burned the bodies, and
the Ghats.
And our hostel was not far away. It was like here they were burning here, and then we were just around the corner there.
Yeah, I saw our hotel in the video.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah.
Oh, no way! Yeah. It was, super mega cheap, and our bathroom was constantly full of ash from the burning.
From the burning. We were right on the burning Ghat, just a little bit behind it. What a great video. Okay, for me too. It just brought back the fond memories of being there in Varanasi.
Yeah.
And then talking about the importance of that, that place, right? And how it was just designed in such a way, just the potency and the power of it, right?
And how everything is being fast forwarded when you're there, because when we arrived, it was quite a special arrival. Remember, it was like, there was a guy, we were on our way to our hotel. First of all, there is like a barrier where no cars can enter, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't know that. And we didn't know where our hotel was. It was totally messy. And then we had these super heavy backpacks and we had to carry them. And then there was someone coming and saying, oh, come check out my hotel. And we said, no, we have our hotel. Come. And it's like constantly, and he was following us, like, come, just look at my hotel. And it's like, we have a hotel. We're on our way to the hotel. And just like…
But then he said he was going to take us to our hotel that we booked. And then it wasn't until like 30 minutes of walking with this guy that I was like, hey,
yeah.
Are you even taking us to our hotel? He's like, no, I'm taking you to my hotel. And I'm like, dude. Yeah. So
and
just
I had
obstacles,
real pains in my knees because the backpack was so heavy. I was carrying too much.
But,
that's right.
But the obstacles there. And then, so then the initial, impression of it was that, because beyond a certain point, cars and the little buggies, they can't even go beyond that. We didn't know that, so we thought the driver was going to take us right to the hotel. So we didn't plan ahead to know where it was, because we thought, well, they will know. And then all of a sudden we're walking and trying to find it. And then obstacles. And then Sabine had a bad taste in her mouth and a bad impression of that, and so did I at first. So it was even, I think, the first day we just were depressed in the hotel because all we saw was the Ghat, and we didn't even know anything about Varanasi. We didn't even know the rest of the pathways. It wasn't until like the next day where I went walking by myself, and then I discovered the rest of the waterfront and the Ghats and stuff. And then I went back and I said, hey, Sabina, it's not so bad, you gotta come walk with me. And then I showed it to her, and then eventually we went down to the Ghats for for the Arati, the pujas, and then we went to some temples. But that being said, the main reason why we were there was Sarnath, right? This was in very much our Buddhist pilgrimage days, and we were our main reason for stopping there was Sarnath, to go where the Buddha gave his first teaching. So that being said, now we're so much looking forward to going back to India and Varanasi. So we'll very much be doing an Hindu, Sanatana Dharma, more pilgrimage, that style. Because, I feel like we missed out. But I also knew that the Ganges, the river, from one of my teachers, it calibrates at a very high level of consciousness, and it's got the purifying power, right? So we did go into the river. And that was great.
We walked over skulls and things like on the way there, and it was like,
because
whoa,
we went to
the
other side of the river just so we could be alone, and then we did our own little
it's so
offering.
Very special. Nothing you ever experienced until that point. It was just unreal experience.
Just the last 40 seconds of life, right? If you can maintain awareness at a higher level, and it seems like Varanasi is very conducive to that, which is why if you die there, the last 40 seconds, being in such a consecrated and holy space, it's easier for the average everyday person who's maybe not so spiritual and maybe did some negative things, and that's why they go to Varanasi, so then they can attain liberation, no matter what you did, right? Because being such a holy space, maybe at a higher vibration or level, it's easier to maintain, consciousness and awareness, even if you're not spiritual. And so during the last 40 seconds, and we've heard this from other spiritual teachings as well, is that, the time of death is so important, right? To be, devoted to your truth, right? To have your God or, an image of your God in mind, whatever that is to you, your deity or the truth, or just the maintaining a pure consciousness and awareness. And then, your life flashes before your eyes. And this has been historically documented as people having near-death experiences, or, they say that your whole life flashes before your eyes. And that's probably what he's talking about, the 40 seconds, right? And then...
But why does he say Shiva, like how Shiva destroys? Because Shiva is everything.
Yeah, so Shiva being the epitome of like meditative equipoise, right? So anyway, so Kala Bhairava, is of course a Hindu deity, representative of Shiva, perhaps in a wrathful form, and also transferred into Tibetan Buddhism as Yamantaka. And we have a bit of a connection with Yamantaka, so that's very fascinating. We just discovered this in the last couple of weeks. So, so very, very cool. So the wrathful personification of Shiva, and in Tibetan Buddhism is Manjushri, right? So the Buddha of wisdom, right? Which would very much related to Shiva being just all-knowing, right? Wisdom, all-wise. So very related, but in the wrathful form, it's just, to destroy, to crush, to kill, to annihilate delusions, right? In whatever format, right? Just bring on the suffering. Like, this is it. What are you going to do? You got to transcend that stuff, right?
Burn it to ash.
Yeah, burn it to ash. So.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Very
I like it.
Cool. Yeah.
I like it.
So, anyway, so the last 40 seconds of death, the time of death is so important, right, for spiritual beings. So whenever it happens, however it happens, try to maintain a state of equipoise, consciousness and awareness, so you can see the display, right? So very much leading into, in Tibetan Buddhism, there's, the bardo, right? The afterlife. And if you can maintain your consciousness and see whatever's appearing, as just manifestations of your own mind, in that instant, you can attain liberation, right? So enlightenment. So sounds like the teachings are very similar. So very, very cool.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us. If you like this video as much as we did, please hit that like button. Remember to subscribe. It really, really helps the channel. Let us know what you think down in the comments. And remember, raise yourself.
And raise the world. Thank you so much, everyone. And a very special thank you to our world yogi, Pratik. We love you.
Peace.